The Hard Easy System is an 11-lesson course that describes the training system used in all BC Endurance Fitness programs. The purpose of this brief course is to teach racer-level athletes the concepts they need to understand and solve the perennial training problems. The basic problem, of course, is how racers can get faster at their chosen racing distance, whether the mile or the marathon. Racers could be runners, joggers, or walkers, but they're all experienced in the competitive game, and they know how to read their body. This course on the Hard Easy System assumes that all endurance athletes can become more effective racers by reading and responding correctly to the sensations their body gives them during training. Racers understand that effective training is based on an awareness of the physical sensations accompanying or encompassing effort and energy. You don't need complex instrumentation to train correctly, especially where effort is concerned. What's needed is a willingness to pay attention to the way your body feels. These photos show two ways of experiencing intensity during a race, from comfortable to uncomfortable. In this brief course on the Hard Easy System, we will focus closely on the intensity component of exertion. It's one of many ways you'll learn to read your body and its sensations of effort and energy. In Lesson 1, we begin with a basic training principle that every workout is fundamentally an exertion structure. A workout's exertion structure determines the racing ability it will build, whether stamina, power, tempo, speed, or endurance. In other words, the ability-building purpose of a workout is inseparable from its exertion structure. For example, all light exertion workouts, such as this one in red, build stamina, the ability to run long and slow. One of the ways we can measure light exertion is to consider your breathing, which is conversational at the light exertion level. There are 5 components of exertion, including heart rate, breathing, power, tempo, and intensity. The components of exertion are each immediately accessible during every workout as measurable and distinct ranges of physical sensation. Your success in the training and racing game depends on your ability to adjust your pace according to these 5 exertion scales, including the scale for measuring changes in your breathing. So suppose you wanted to pace yourself during a marathon according to your breathing. In this example, breathing rises from normal at the start of the race to huffing in the second half. In this sense, even a long race such as this 5-hour marathon can be viewed as an exertion structure, with breathing as the structural component. Now that we know how to measure exertion during a race or workout, Lesson 2 asks the question, how do we build racing ability? The answer is by doing workouts. Any workout can build ability, but your workouts should be deliberately designed to achieve a specific ability-building purpose, whether, as we shall see in this lesson, for building stamina or endurance. Here are 2 ability-building workouts, each mostly run at a slow tempo. Why is it that the 2-hour run builds stamina and the 4-hour run builds endurance? Obviously, the 4-hour run is twice as long as the 2-hour run. But is there another feature of their exertion that distinguishes them? We've seen that we can build stamina by training at light exertion, shown here in red. Light exertion is a slow and comfortable conversational pace that feels like you're holding yourself back. But there's a rule for building stamina. Intensity should not rise above the comfortable level on this intensity scale. Let's consider the intensity component of exertion next. From the perspective of intensity, discomfort rises as duration increases. Thus, once the pace begins feeling even tolerably uncomfortable, you know you've gone too long for your stamina building purpose. In this sense, endurance is the ability to sustain uncomfortable exertion by deliberately allowing exertion to rise to the uncomfortable level. BC Endurance programs teach racer athletes how to structure 5 ability-building workouts by the rules. For example, once you can do a power workout correctly according to the rules, you can repeat the power exertion structure with greater awareness, more effectiveness, and less supervision in future training programs. Power is the ability to run relaxed at race pace for the first half of any racing distance. Power also refers to the amount of muscle strength you can apply to a run. The power component of exertion is especially useful when measuring the right amount of muscle power for uphill running. You can measure the leg strength you're applying to an uphill run as gentle, held back, relaxed, pressed, forced, and strained. So how much muscle power is optimal for building muscle power in the hills? In other words, which of these 6 levels is the best level every time you do a power workout, such as this one that involves running uphill in 4 10-minute intervals? Here's the rule. All uphill running should be slow enough to remain relaxed. You don't need to press the pace in order to build power as an ability. Pressing takes more effort, it increases the risk of injury, and it's ultimately unsustainable. Lesson 4 anticipates the tempo workouts you'll do in a BC Endurance training program. Tempo is the ability to run comfortably at race pace for the first half of your goal race distance. Since comfortable race pace running is the ability you want to build, it's incumbent on you to practice comfortable race pace running. As you may recall, comfort is an aspect of the intensity component of exertion. Tempo training, as opposed to speed work, is generally marked by relatively high mileage at relatively low intensity. Since intensity rises as duration increases, you'll need a way to keep intensity from rising above the comfortable level. Again, you'll have to consider the exertion structure of your tempo workouts. For example, tempo intervals could be 2 minutes long as they are here while training at 10K race pace, or they could be 12 minutes long at marathon pace. But their common feature is the comfort you experience during the tempo and the recovery intervals. Remaining comfortable during tempo training should be your constant and major focus. Thus, the tempo training rule requires you to adjust your tempo interval duration so intensity never rises above the comfortable level. The faster the pace of your goal race, the shorter your tempo intervals have to be to avoid even tolerable discomfort. Lesson 5 asks the question, what is a workout? Every workout is fundamentally a combination of effort and energy. You cannot do a workout without exerting an effort, and you cannot exert an effort without encountering your sensations of running energy. Lesson 5 focuses us initially on energy. Running energy is the energy that's available for running during a workout. It's measured as none, little, some, ample, or abundant. There are 4 metabolic forces that can change your energy during a run. These forces are an aspect of your physical body, which is distinct from your thinking, observing mind. Your body obeys its own rules, increasing or decreasing running energy in response to forces beyond your mind's direct control. Yet, in the Heart-Easy system, there are 2 goals for every workout, both of which are controlled by physical forces. Those goals are increase energy and avoid pain. What do you suppose is the simplest way to achieve these goals? The simplest way to increase energy and avoid pain is to obey the golden rule of training. That rule admonishes you to end all workouts at the first sign of fatigue. Fatigue reduces energy and increases the risk of injury. There's no sane rationale for training through significant fatigue. Lesson 6 is about workout effort and capacity for exertion, 2 new concepts that will help us better understand the training process. Workout effort is a measure of the effort of an entire workout. Capacity is a measure of your body's energy. The bigger your capacity, the more energy you have, and the longer and faster you can run without fatigue. In the Heart-Easy system, there are 3 ways to measure energy. First, running energy is the amount of energy you feel from moment to moment during a run. Second, running energy can form one of 5 patterns, such as this ready to train hard workout energy pattern. Third, the pattern of energy that develops during a workout reveals your capacity for workout effort. Let's say that workout effort is the effort of a workout as a whole, measured as all out, very hard, hard, moderate, easy, and very easy. When it comes to workout effort, you're either training too hard, too easy, or just right, meaning just hard enough to be optimal. So how do you know when you have it right? Unfortunately, there's no one best optimal workout effort level. Rather, the optimal effort always depends on how much energy you have. For example, this is a heart-ready effort-energy combination. What do you think? Is it optimal? And how would you know it's optimal while you're actually doing the workout? That's the subject of Lesson 7. Lesson 7 focuses on the central organizing principle of this course, optimizing workout effort. If it's true that your workouts are either too hard, too easy, or just right, what is the right effort for every workout? The answer to that question always starts with the consideration of the energy pattern that develops during the workout. This matrix shows 5 optimal effort-energy combinations in the orange cubby holes on the diagonal. They correspond to the 5 workout energy patterns: sluggish, tired, lazy, ready, and eager. Thus, for example, when you're sluggish, meaning no energy and it never gets better during a workout, the optimal combination is a very easy workout, meaning very short and very slow. You won't garner much adaptive value, but you won't injure or exhaust yourself either. Adaptive value is the potential of a workout to increase your capacity for exertion. You must garner adaptive value from your workouts. Otherwise, you may be training, but you're only spinning your wheels. Adaptive value is the feeling you get when your capacity expands. That feeling is one of 3 basic workout experiences, as you'll see in the next slide. Too much effort feels dissonant and discordant. Too little effort leaves you feeling blah and unfulfilled. But optimal effort feels in harmony with the pattern of energy that develops during the workout. As you'll learn in the next lesson, scheduling is one way to create harmonious workouts every time. Lesson 8 is about scheduling effort and recovery. It's almost a cliche to say that you won't increase your fitness unless you allow your body to recover after every workout. Too much effort with inadequate rest leads to injury, illness, and exhaustion. That's why a training schedule is so important. A schedule is a set of times during a training week when you're scheduled to train optimally, meaning a certain harmonious effort in combination with a certain adequate recovery level. Suppose you wanted to do 3 hard workouts in a week. In which time slots would you schedule them in order to promote harmonious and optimal effort-energy combinations? For example, the circles in this graphic represent hard workouts with 3 weekly recovery periods of 60, 48, and 60 hours from Saturday to the following Saturday. By definition, a hard workout requires an average of 48 to 60 hours for recovery. Thus, you cannot run more than 3 hard workouts in a week because you wouldn't have enough recovery time between them. Here is the same hard workout schedule with easy runs between them. The red curved line represents your capacity as it cycles from day to day on a scale measuring the 5 energy patterns. So what is it about these cycles that suggests the sort of training discipline that leads to improved race ability? The answer is they're regular and adequate. Maximal adaptation occurs within the context of a schedule such as this, and you won't achieve your potential unless your recoveries are as regular and adequate as they are in this graphic. Lesson 9 is about establishing new workouts, the most difficult part of the training process. Anytime you try to establish a new workout, your body goes into shock. Shock is problematic because it decreases your capacity while increasing the risk of colds and injury. The only way you can optimize the effects of shock is by considering your proficiency. Proficiency has 2 essential ideas. First, it's your capacity for exertion, which shrinks because of shock. And second, it's your ability to do the workout it's designed to build. So which of these 5 levels is optimal the first few times you do a new workout? Optimizing shock means a new workout cannot be too easy because you won't improve, nor can it be too hard because you'd become unable to do it. Rather, optimizing shock requires you to establish new workouts at the moderately challenging, passable level of proficiency. Becoming more proficient during a training period requires you to contend with all 3 phases of a weeks-long training cycle, including shock, adaptation, and exhaustion. Shock and exhaustion reduce your proficiency. Adaptation, which is obviously the preferred phase, increases it. Nonetheless, you must first establish a workout before you can adapt, which raises the issue of when a new workout is said to be established. Before you can begin the process of establishing a new workout, you must have a clear vision of the workout as fully established and within your capacity for exertion. In other words, there has to be an endpoint to the process of establishing a new workout. In this example, a 90-minute stamina run is established gradually in 10-minute increments over a period of 4 weeks. Where the full 90-minute workout might have been too difficult during the first week of the training, a gradual buildup staves off the scourge of colds and injury until the forces of shock dissipate and the adaptive forces take over. Having established a new workout at the passable level, Lesson 10 is about becoming fully able to do the workout. How would you train to become fully able? And how would you know when you've reached peak ability? Here's the 90-minute light exertion stamina workout newly established at the passable level. Becoming fully able to do this workout is now a matter of repeating the same 90-minute light exertion structure as you recently established it. In other words, in order to adapt, you don't have to run progressively harder workouts, such as this black curved workout, which is clearly at a higher level of exertion than the established red curved workout. Harder workouts could put you in shock again just before your goal event. In the process of repeating a workout, adaptation eventually increases your proficiency from passable to fully able. Where you are on tenterhooks at the passable level, at the fully able level, you feel like you can do the established workout with total confidence and impunity. Once you've adapted, there's no way to get hurt by merely repeating the established structure. Your workouts won't be spectacular at the established level, but you'll perform better in your races. Unfortunately, having peaked at the fully able level, there's nowhere to go but down. Exhaustion eventually pushes you off your peak as you cannot maintain peak ability indefinitely. Thus, you have to either be satisfied with training and racing effectively, or begin a new training regimen again at the passable level. Lesson 11 concludes this brief course on the hard-easy system by returning us to the marathon as an exertion structure. Lesson 11 is about pacing races at your maximum sustainable level of exertion. Running within that optimal range puts you in a position to finish a race with a very hard to all-out effort, but without a crashing slowdown. All-out means you couldn't have run faster for the distance, nor farther without slowing down. Remember, the object is to finish without a crashing slowdown caused by poor pacing and extreme fatigue. In this example, energy is flagging at the finish, but the athlete is still maintaining an average 5-hour pace of 11 minutes and 20 seconds per mile. Here's a graph showing 5 different marathon exertion structures. They represent 5 different athletes with 5 different marathon finish times between 4 and 8 hours. Let's say that each of these times represents the athlete's fastest possible performance for the marathon. If these times are as fast as each athlete's ability allows, can we consider the exertion curves to be optimal? And what would these optimal exertion curves have in common? Let's see in the concluding slide. All optimal maximum sustainable racing efforts have a common finishing experience, namely cruising. Cruising is defined as finishing the final segment of a race at one's overall average race pace, but not significantly slower. You might have to force your pace, but that's different from forcing a pace that's by necessity much slower than your average race pace, because extreme fatigue is set in and you cannot muster even that pace. Cruising is not the same as taking your time.